Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with another car chase. It's been a while actually since we have done one of these, and we are coming back to an interesting one, a little bit different. We have got a chase from the second Kingsman film, where I am going to be driving a taxi, trying to get away from a bunch of Jaguar F-Paces. Nothing too crazy in terms of the rules on this one. It is just going to be survive 15 minutes while being chased around the city. That's it. That's all we have to do. Might be possible, might also be quite difficult by virtue of, well, the F-Paces are quite good. The F-Paces are pretty decent cars, surprisingly, in this game. The F-Paces are actually quite rapid. Even in stock guys, they are not bad at all. There's a lot of them. I mean, there's 11 coming after me, and while my taxi is very quick down the straights in comparison, it is not very good in the corners. Without the wide body kit on the car, it understeers something chronic, which is not what you want. I'm going to go for something brave. Now, normally this would be a very, very dumb idea. However, because we're at the start of the chase, they're not going to spread out enough to try and cut me off. This road is quite fast, and I need a little bit of a breather immediately, because brushing the wall was not very clever. What did we do? We did 10%. Oh, actually did a little bit of damage to the gearbox. That might be because I missed a clutch at some point. We did a little bit of damage to the front end, but nothing too bad. Yeah, taxi has only got 225 tyres, and while they're sport tyres, it's still not very grippy. The front end doesn't really turn in, the back end slides around a lot. There isn't all that much traction, so we are going to have to utilise straight line speed. Thing is, I can't just go cruising around the straights. That's why there, as an F-Pace sort of slid through. If I just use straights, if I use any sort of recognisable pattern, there is more than enough of them to try and cut me off somewhere. So I have to mix in going through these slower sections where I know we're going to get caught. I can't go off-road. They've got all-wheel drive. They're much better suited to exploring the scenery. I mean, I'm on sport tyres and race suspension, so off-road is literally the last resort that I can come up with here. We can use this straight a little bit. Oh no, I didn't mean to make that corner. That corner doesn't go where I thought it went. I'm a fool. Is anybody? No one was quite in place to. Oh no! You know what? Here we go. Fine. Let's see if anybody gets in trouble following me down here. Sometimes the bumps can confuse cars. I said about not wanting to go off-road. We're not really off-road. We're still on some form of tarmac here at the moment. The F-Pace behind didn't quite know where I was going to go. It's one of those you don't want to overcommit to following a car, because if they change direction at the last second, you can overshoot massively. We put one in a wall! That is an F-Pace down. F-Pace down. Good news, etc. We will clear out some of the street furniture. Yeah, that's good news. Definitely killed one of them in that. Now, at the moment, things are going okay for me, but I still have 12 and a half minutes to go. That is a lot of time in this, and once I start taking damage, it is going to be difficult for me. You know, the more my car... This current state, I am a little faster than the cars giving chase. Now, that's fine. However, won't take much for them to start being quicker than me, and then it gets really difficult. As you can imagine, it's now started raining as well. Great. Not that the rain makes vast difference in Horizon 4. I think someone hit the wall trying to get in to that narrow gap. Oh, there is a Jag. So, while nobody has any maps or names over players, as long as there's one car behind me, they can work together. Oh, there's one car shooting out to try and nail the side of our car. Yeah, they can work together. They can try and cut me off in various places. What are we doing damage-wise? It's minor damage all around the car. Actually, I thought there's not really damage on the bodywork so far. Again, that's the critical bit. We're using these straights to our advantage. We've still got a vehicle behind us. When they're in a big group, I actually get a bit close to the edge of my area here. When they're in a big group, it's in some ways less scary. Like, I take a corner when they're all behind me. Well, they're all going to still be behind me. Now, wherever I'm going, I don't know if we're going to go around a corner and suddenly find a car in front of us as they try to cut me off somewhere. You've got to be. It's now starting to be very foggy. Makes visibility for them that bit harder. I actually managed to sneak away in the fog. Possibly. No, they're still there in the background. I say an unbelievably sneaky technique. I can't really do it because of the wheels on this. Oh, we're gone. Clipped a wall. Go, taxi. We just brushed the wall with the back of the car and around it went. I was about to say a sneaky plan you could try, but it'd be very difficult to make it work, is if you do get away, you suddenly start driving slowly and they might never expect it. However, the wheels on this are custom, as the wheels were on the taxi in the film, which would probably give the game up pretty easily. Should probably have kept my momentum up actually there. The hits so far have only been in the back of the car. Now I can live with that. Hits to the back of the car don't really do all that much. They've wrecked the rear end, the rear brakes, rear suspension, front brakes apparently, but it's mostly bodywork. There's a little bit of damage to the steering. Not enough to really cause any grief, but the bodywork... Okay, we've got problems. The bodywork damage has... Oh, apparently it's been flung this way. The damage we've got has slowed us down in a straight line. So bodywork damage destroys the aero of the car a little bit. It means that you do not go as quick, funnily enough, down the straights. But that's my strength here. That's the strength in my car, and if we are now struggling a little bit for top end, we've still got 9 minutes to go. We are going to have, or I say struggling, we are still quicker than the cars chasing us, but we're not by as much, so we're going to have to be super, super careful with how we proceed with this one. They're also taking damage. You know, at the end of the day, they've bumped into me, they've bumped into some walls. They are going to be hurting as well in all of this, so I say some of them will be. The thing is, there's always going to be at least one or two that are still in pristine condition. So the numbers are still going to be in their favour for this. I've got to be very, very careful with how I drive this. I don't want to go on that outside road. I just can't take that corner with the same speed they can. Ultimately, I do still have the advantage in that I am dictating where the chase goes. They have to react to me. They aren't going to know necessarily fully where I am. I don't know if that's them. I think it was them in the distance, just in the fog, lurking in the fog. There was a car across the road. Didn't want to have to fight with a Jag roadblock if I can help it. It could have been nothing. I don't know, but it's one of those. It's better to take avoiding action than just run straight into something like that. We're again at this point where there's a couple behind me, but I don't know where the rest of them are. I don't know who's planning something. I'm waiting to see. It's like I'm shooting through here like something trying to T-bone us, but no sign of anything at the moment. I'm kind of figuring out the... I say handling. I'm figuring out what I can and can't get away with in this. How I can and can't make speed and just keep myself just at arm's reach at the moment. Again, this is almost more... I mean, the whole point of this is just more like delaying tactics because it's all about surviving for as long as I can. Oh, I've made a bad call here. I'm committed to going this way and I can't turn in. This isn't good. I couldn't turn the other way because there were cars already jumping across the grass. I have fully committed to taking this route now. We may be in trouble. I guess I'm going to have to hope they can't scramble cars in time. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping they can't scramble cars in time or can't navigate or communicate well enough. That's what we've got to work with here. I mean, they're the baddies, right? The baddies are normally classically bad at communicating and all of that sort of thing. It does look like we've got away with it. Phew. That could have been really sketchy. That could have been really sketchy. Where did that come from? Whoa, okay, park it is. I'm not going to stop in time, so we're going to go into the grass. Not where I want to be. We're going to get out of here as quick as I can, but I'm also going to try and get out of here with some sort of momentum. Oh, God, I've got no control of my car out here. Avoid the very, very solid trees. Oh, that's a good hit. That's a very good hit. Come on, go, 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 taxi. My gear ratios aren't very good. Oh, we're in trouble here. Keep pushing forward. Cab. We're good. Right, we're going. Engine's taking a little bit. Nothing awful. I mean, they're probably taking an even amount of damage in that. Nothing completely terrible. There was one of them just shot past. We're going to take that little shortcut. Try and keep ourselves ahead. 6 minutes to go. Ooh, do we still outrun them down the straights? This is now the big question. Oh, there's one. There's another. That one might be poorly. You see, they've got to be careful with their, swerving across to get me. The reason why you see them not always go for it is, depending on their angle, if they don't think they're ever going to stand a chance of getting me, if you swerve across, miss, you can then end up blocking all the cars that are following. So you actually end up helping me. So that's why that car didn't think it could ever turn to get me in time, so is going to, or, even turn enough to really slow me down, so they're kind of waiting to get their friends out of the way and then can join in the back of that chase. Can we go this way? Yes, we can find some grip, just about find some grip in this taxi. Oh, I'm really, really having to work this car now. It's on the borderline of being quicker than the vehicle's giving chase. And that's when it does start getting tough. The last 5 minutes of this could be difficult for me. I fear if we get pinned, the sheer weight, the weight and all-wheel drive nature of those things giving chase, the Jags, it's just going to be too much. This rear-wheel drive and lack of grip is not going to cut it. So we've got to go for keep them far enough back. I didn't actually want to go down this way, but we're here now anyway. Doesn't matter. We can find our way back into... We're allowed out this part, that's fine, but it's of no real help to me being out here. It's quite open, and they can shortcut better than I can across the grass and the like. Oh, there's two of them battling. Yes, battle amongst yourself to be the one closest to crashing into me. That's what we want. That's what we want to see. Oh, can't even make this turn. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Go. Second gear should work. They're quite close again. There's, what, 5 behind us? Which makes me wonder where the others are. They're going to be somewhere. And while I can use this long road to my advantage, they're going to... This is the road that's easiest to describe. This is where they can set up traps. They can set up roadblocks. I might have to take a little bit of avoiding action, sort of premature avoiding action, because I'm expecting someone to know where I am. Oh, they definitely knew where I was. See a whole bunch of them shoot out ahead. Okay, that kind of worked. Timing-wise, was good. Had I been there a second earlier, 2 seconds earlier, I'd have been in a load of trouble. That would have been an awful lot of trouble. We are all good, however. Can I get on this road? I'm kind of thinking at the moment, my thought process is almost, can I go on a road that's really difficult to describe where I am? Because them cutting me off is the biggest problem I have at the moment. So if I can keep trying to use roads that are difficult to describe, potentially more difficult to describe anyway, that's good. For a second I thought that was one of them. Christ. Don't want... Whoa! We're going this way now. I was going to try to turn down the way that Jag was, but we didn't really have much of a choice in the matter. Okay, taxi. Let's see what you can do. Oh... Can I make this corner? So I didn't want to go shooting... Well, they've all missed. Where did they all end up? I don't actually know. I didn't want to go shooting out further away from the city, because if I did, there was a chance that... there's still one on us. There was a chance... Well, we'd have to turn around, and again, it's the whole... If I have to turn around because I've got to the edge of my area, somebody can figure out where I've gone and block me in. So, yeah, I've got to be careful with this. That is close. Oh. Will they be able to see me? Yep. Okay, new plan. Oh! No! We have been rolled. Now that has done a lot of damage to my vehicle. Is it still drivable? The idea was good. The idea was good. The execution, it just didn't... It got squeezed. I should have just headed it towards the vehicle that was coming towards us. We have a technically working well enough car, however. I mean, we shouldn't have really been reset up here, should we? Bugger and blast. I had such a good plan, but I didn't realise the car got close enough coming around the hairpin. I didn't realise it got close enough to pin me in the wall, because if I could just jump down straight, we would have been fine, and we would have been away. We would have taken a little bit of a knock, but yeah, I can't look enough directions in one time, and yeah, he just mistimed it. Got to try to be a little bit too clever, and that's what'll get you. Funnily enough, trying to be a little bit too clever is what is going to pin you in a corner in this one. Quite an effective stop, if I'm honest with you here. Really very little that we can do. It's just spin the wheels, and there we have it. We survived for about 13 and a bit minutes. Not a completed chase. It was good fun though. It was good fun. It was a lot of different sort of thinking I was trying to do with this one, especially when there was sort of fewer of them behind me. You kind of try different stuff. Sadly, I mean, it's a fitting FailRacey end that we rolled the vehicle to go out. Basically, you know, if there was a FailRace film, that would be how a car chase ended. But there we go. That is going to be it for today. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.